Today is the day that myself, along with a bunch of crafty friends, get together and recreate a sketch from the Make It From Your Heart Volume 6 book. This is close to my heart, so it's no longer available, but we are on pattern number 15. We are working our way all the way through the book. Here is the pattern if you want the measurements. So here we go, and then the measurements are right down here on how to cut your papers. And then it even gives you examples over here. So we have all of these beautiful patterns or colored papers, and then we have this large one. They do some ink blending behind here, so I might incorporate something like that along with these splatters in my layout. Here they have 4x4s, 3x4s, and then here they have the 3x4s on top and the 4x4s on the bottom. They always give you 2 examples. Look how they rounded these corners and made it a little more playful on this one. That's a cool idea. And then they even give a tip. You can do some stenciling, which maybe I should do that instead of the splatters, or both. I don't know yet. But yeah, here is the sketch that we're going off of today. I am building this on Close to My Heart scarlet paper. And I did gut that out just to save some of that paper and use it either later on in the project or on another layout. I have some white willow here. Make sure that's straight so that I can get this straight. Make sure that I have it going the right direction. So because this lines up in the middle, it's not a complete square, and then we are leaving that 1/4 inch frame going all the way around. So we cut that white down to 11 3/4 by 11 1/2. Oh, yeah, 11 3/4 by 11 1/2. Okay. I am using up a ton of scraps from my stash today. I'm trying to get rid of all of my old papers before I buy anything new. So you're seeing a lot of stash busting recently, and that's for good reason. I'm not going to go out and buy new things when I have so much in my stash. See what's in your stash and recreate these and use the products you have. So they show a large piece here in the center, and that is 6 1/4 by 10 1/2. But because I'm using my scraps, I am going to strategically place these up here and down here in hopes to save that cardstock. I don't have a large enough piece to go there, but you can see a little bit of that teal in between the photos. So I am going to smush my photos together so that you can't see through them and see that I didn't use the full piece of paper there. So that'll go up here. So they have this one 3/4 down, and then they show the first little piece going 1 1/2 inches down. So a nice way to measure that is with a T-square ruler, and you can just go down 1 1/2. Make sure your paper is straight on your Versamat, otherwise your measurements do not matter. And then we'll go ahead and place this one, and we'll just line it up right along that side. And then I did go around all of my pieces with mocha ink just to define each piece, and then we'll just work our way down here. So you'll see a couple different fall collections. I just went through my stash and found any papers that might go nice together. And I like that it brings out all of the colors in my pattern papers. So all of these colors are shown in these ones. Since I have that first one straight, these are pretty easy to line up. I got these strips down, that just moved. Let's go ahead and get our photo mats down. I am wanting this to be a Thanksgiving layout, and Thanksgiving hasn't happened yet. So I don't have the photos, but I do have these photo mats. So I am thinking putting my 4x4s on top and then these down below. And I think instead of going the 2 inches down like it recommends, I'm gonna go down to 2.5, and that'll fill in all of these spots here, since I don't have a full piece. So these are gonna go down 2.5. I'm hoping that this helps me to either not take so many pictures at Thanksgiving, or helps me to narrow it down more when I go to print my pictures. Otherwise, I can always add flip-flaps too. In one of the examples, they have some banners going across, and I really like that idea, and I had some banners in my stash. So I didn't cut them any particular length, but I did dovetail them and ink around them. But I'm thinking maybe the longer one, the orange one down here, and just kind of have them come out like that. This one's just orange, and it brings out some of the oranges in that pattern paper. And then this one says Autumn Wishes, Pumpkin Kisses, Falling Leaves, Books to Read, Autumn Wishes. Yeah, that's about it. So let's see how long I want these. And I don't need the same amount sticking out on both sides, but I'm kind of liking maybe right about there. So I could trim that shorter, but I don't necessarily need it for any other projects. The whole point is to be using up my stash, so by cutting it, I just create that many more scraps I need to use, right? And then this one will kind of have a little bit shorter. I do think some splatters would be nice. So I have my clear shimmer brush, and we're just gonna shake that up real good. The Stampin' Up! Does have something similar. This is my Close to My Heart one, but I'll have the Stampin' Up! One linked below. I have a lot of browns and reds going on. I'd like to bring out some more of that orange, which is paprika. So I have my paprika ink, and I'm just going to smush it a little onto my all-purpose mat here, or my silicone mat. And then my clear shimmer. I hate opening this above my project. I've had bad things happen. Okay. That is on. Okay. My hands are all glittery. Okay, so I'm just going to squeeze a little bit onto my mat here. That's a lot. And then I'm just going to tap, tap. I'm just going to use my spatula here. I love that. I might be getting carried away here, but that looks so cool. Okay, and then I'm going to do a little bit over on this side too. All right, now let's clean up this mess. Can you pick up on all that sparkle and shine? Isn't that so pretty? And I'm going to set that down and let it dry before I do anything else, because I am an accident waiting to happen. I am wanting my title right over here, kind of like they had in the examples. And I just used some alphabet thin cuts from my stash, and I'm spelling out give thanks. This will be a Thanksgiving layout. But before I adhere this down, I used my changing leaves. I wanted to utilize the stamps. I've been using the hybrid a lot lately, and I wanted to utilize the stamps. So I did some tone on tone. This is paprika, stamped on paprika. I used paprika ink, paprika paper, And then I stamped this, and then I fussy cut it because this is all attached as one. So I just fussy cut that out. And then I did the same with this little maple leaf. I stamped scarlet on scarlet paper. And then I did some limeade for this leaf. And then I did want to bring in the embossing folder again. So this is the hybrid. So it cuts, this goes into your, here, let me show you. This is the embossing folder. And so you can use this just as is, but then this also fits into this somehow, right there. It like locks into place, so then it cuts and embosses at the same time, making it a hybrid. So I did want to use that because I just think it's the coolest thing ever. And so I cut out some of those. And then it does the entire folder, so I fussy cut those out too. And I used honey butter, so I thought I would bring out some more of these honey butter features. The paprika coordinates, scarlet coordinates, and I use scarlet in the background. And then the limeade coordinates with that pattern paper too. So I'm going to be mixing stamped and embossed leaves on my layout. Before I adhere this down, I kind of want a cluster coming out from behind it. So I'm thinking maybe some leaves and bring in a few of the different colors. These are from that same die cut. They're just little branch looking things. Could even have some coming out this way. It's hard for me to pick up all these little pieces. I'm really hoping that this is dry. It still seems a little wet. I've never had patience. There. Kind of like that. I had a bunch of stickers left on the sticker sheets, and so I thought about bringing in some of those and creating a little cluster there, and then a banner over on this side. And kind of have that drooping across that way. I need to trim these down. They're way too long. Something like that, drooping across. To make sure I get my title straight, I'm bringing my T-square ruler back in. And make sure my paper is straight on my mat. And then I think I actually want to put that up just a little bit more. And I'm going to let the leaves fall in front of and behind my letters, or at least my T here. I think it'll look good to just kind of have my title nestled in. What do you guys do for Thanksgiving? Do you celebrate? I'm going to be going back to my hometown and seeing my nephew. Spend time with the grandparents, which are his great-grandparents, so that's exciting. It's always fun to see them all together. I was fortunate enough to know my great-grandparents, so it's really cool that he gets to know his. And oh no! Oh good, it wasn't down yet. Whew, got to talking and just can't spell when I'm talking. Okay. I like that. Do we want this under this leaf or no? Yeah, we do. I'm starting to build a cluster over on this left-hand page. I do end up moving that further up. I like it right here, but there's a sticker that I want to use that I think would look good in the center of the cluster. I'm popping the gather sticker up on 3D foam, and I think that'll look good right here. And then my photos can go kind of under these leaves or over them, but I did leave it open. This one needs to kind of, there we go. I'm just gonna cut this tail off here, stem, whatever, so that it's easier to tuck under, and just a little bit of glue. I mostly put the glue at the ends of my leaves so that they have a little bit of movement, plus it helps when you're layering that you can lift it up and tuck things under. They're not going anywhere. They'll be under a page protector, so you don't need a whole lot of glue. So I kind of have it framing in my photos right now. I thought about doing another cluster down here. I have more stickers, Tradition, Hello Pumpkin, Truly Grateful, and then this one. And this would be good for like another leaf cluster coming out like I did here, out from around that. I don't know. I like the thought of the Tradition because Thanksgiving, this is our tradition. I really don't know where I'm gonna put these. Hello Pumpkin seems cute because I know my nephew's gonna be in a lot of these pictures. So maybe that'll look good right there. And then I could maybe overlap those two together. I wasn't sure what I was going to put between my banners, but in my stash I have this teeny tiny little leaf. Can you even see it? It is so small. And so I'm going to bring up a little more of that green. I don't have a whole lot of green in my embellishments. So I have my limeade, and I'm just going to carefully stamp that in between. Do I want to go every other? Do I want to flip it upside down too? No, I think I'll do them all up and down. I found some little wooden hearts in my stash, so we'll go ahead and add those around into my clusters. And then down here I have a wooden leaf that matches, so I think I'm gonna put that in here, but I'm not quite sure what else I want in this cluster. I wasn't loving the leaves going across here, so I brought out my gold textured adhesive back dots. Try saying that 5 times fast. And you can still see a little bit of the leaves peeking through, but I like the dots a lot better. And then I ended up adding some into my clusters too. I did pop these up on foam. This is popped up on foam. Look at the sparkle of that glitter pen. Added some of those gems over on this page too. Hello Pumpkin. Let's bring out that sketch one more time. Here is the example, and here is ours. Don't forget to check out the other ladies that are participating in this collaboration. I'll have the playlist linked below. They should all be adding their videos to that playlist. I'll try to link them too, but there's getting to be a lot of them playing along, so it's hard to add everybody, but they should be in that playlist for sure. So be sure to check out their videos and how they took this sketch and made it their own. I challenge you to get in your craft room and use the products you have. Dive into your stash, guys. Until next time, live a life worth scrapping.